Today, of course, is Esra B'Tevet. It's the 10th of Tevet. And this is mentioned in the Tanakh, in the Bible. This is the anniversary of when the Babylonians laid siege to Yerushalayim. Mhm. And that means it was the beginning of the end of the Beit Rishon, the first temple. And if you notice, of the 4 fast days, there are 6 fast days in the Jewish calendar that we observe. Yom Kippur, of course, is biblically stated in the Torah. The fast of Esther has to do with the situation in Persia at the time. The other 4 fast days, the 10th of Tevet, the 17th of Tammuz, 9th of Av, and the 3rd of Tishrei, are all connected with the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, of our losing our uh, control of our country in the Beit Rishon, the first temple period. And the reason is always the same. It's not that the Babylonians could overwhelm us. They obviously had a bigger army and all that. But if Hashem didn't want them to conquer Eretz Israel, they would not have been able to. The reason the Rabbanim give is that, of course, the Jews were not treating each other with respect. We were falling down morally and ethically. And this, Hashem says, if you, like if you, what do you call it? If you don't bring the right korbanot, okay, I can deal with that. But if you mistreat each other, then that will come back to haunt you. It's very interesting to note that in 1933, at a Friday night dinner, the Chafetz Chaim had some of his students over, and they were discussing how bad World War I was. They called it the last war. And in Eastern Europe, it was really bad. And they're saying how bad this and that. And the Chafetz Chaim interrupted them and saying, if you think the last war was horrible, they will laugh at what happened after the next war. And they looked at him and said, what do you mean? He said, why would this happen? He said, because the Jews are not treating each other with respect. They're speaking Lashon Hara. They're misbehaving ethically. And Hashem is going to punish us. So, this tells us that God, wants us, He wants us to daven, to pray, and do the right things in that nature of the mitzvot being Adam l'makom, between man and God. But more important to God, what we really get punished for is when we mistreat each other, when we behave unethically and immorally towards each other. And this is perhaps the most important lesson we can take from these days. Something to think about.